We're all about to go up the road to a park because every year they have this really twee kind of picnic event. But before we do that, I've got something I need to do. I've got something I need to prepare. I need to prepare the dad sandwich. I've got the best tip for you when it comes to cutting tomatoes. Do you know the way sometimes when you cut a tomato and then like the whole inside of it just falls out? Well, I'm going to teach you a way to cut the tomato which keeps everything nice and locked in. Check this out. The normal way that you would cut a tomato, say that's the top of it there, is you would cut it like that. See, that's where you're making the mistake. The inside of it just falls out. Let me give you an example. That's the sandwich ruined. Your reputation ruined. But instead of cutting it from the top, you cut it from the side. Everything locked in perfectly. Should I put you in a baguette and I'll eat you up? Yeah? Yeah?
Rufus is going through what I would call a transitional phase in the last probably 5 to 7 days. He's not so much like a baby anymore, and he's definitely kind of transitioned into full toddler mode. The main reason being that he has learnt to say the word no. No. He learnt it about 5 or 6 days ago. He basically wakes up saying no to everything now. He's just got this like new air of independence where I think he realizes that he actually has control over what he does. My kind of role at the moment feels a bit like I'm a full-time negotiator. So I basically wake up and negotiate him down the stairs, negotiate him into his seat, negotiate food. He wants the independence and he doesn't like it when it's taken away from him. He hates going in the buggy and he loves walking. He doesn't like holding my hand anymore, which is really sad because he always used to hold my hand. And he even hates when I hold his hand when we cross the road. And so I am that mum that holding my child like a rugby ball while he screams while we cross the road. But yeah, I feel a bit sad about it. I'm a bit like, I don't know, the baby phase is kind of gone, and whilst we definitely like lapped it up and really enjoyed it while we had it, now the toddler phase is like the terrifying part, right? Yeah, it's just really weird that it seems to have happened within the space of a few days. He's just changed so much. So yeah, anyway, that's my little Rufus update for this week.
You know when you buy a sandwich from...
Still going on about sandwich?
Yes. You know when you buy a sandwich from from a garage when you're getting petrol, and you can just taste that there's no love or respect that's gone into the making of that. And when you make a dad sandwich, you can taste the man's love. That's the primary flavour, is the love. What else am I tasting? Pickle, chutney, bit of cheese. Tomatoes in there, bit of salt, pepper, yum. A bit of honey roast ham, great idea. A dad sandwich is love between 2 slices of bread. No more, no less. That's all it is. We are done. Let's all go to our quintessentially English twee picnic in Bath.
11 years ago, I went to St. Anton in Austria for a ski trip with my friend Gareth. There wasn't much snow that year, so we had to ride on compacted ice for most of the week. That was until Gareth fell hard on the ice and broke his collarbone. So out of sheer desperation, when I was alone on the mountain, I paused my atheism and quietly asked God if he or she could kindly open the heavens and unleash some powder for me. That night, heavy grey clouds rolled over the resort, and all night it dumped a biblical amount of snow. "Thank you, sweet Lord," I said under my breath as I eagerly trudged towards the ski lift the next morning. I got to the base of the ski lift only to find that all the lifts were closed due to there being far too much snow. So what's the moral of the story? Other than God hates me, it's the fact that you need to be careful what it is you wish for. When we lived in London, we wanted to live somewhere perfect, but when you live somewhere perfect, it can feel too perfect. I mean, look at this shit. It's too much snow. This is Tim. He's our neighbour. He's a super nice guy who builds aeroplanes for a living, and he's just given me his old lawnmower. This is Amy, Tim's wife. She's just made the most delicious tasting blueberry butterfree muffins, and there's a fucking dog show happening in the background. This is too much snow. I craved some chaos, I needed some fear, I yearned for the sound of sirens. I wanted nothing more than for my lovely neighbour Tim to suddenly snap, rip off his clothes and run around naked throwing Mr. Kipling cherry slices at all the children. I wanted Amy to suddenly announce that all the butterfree blueberry muffins were secretly laced with DMT. I basically needed somebody to plant their cumbersome footprints in that perfect carpet of fresh snow just to make it feel all the more visceral and real. So I sat on a wicker basket and once again paused my atheism and asked my old friend God to come to the rescue. A few minutes afterwards, Rufus walked in front of a swing and got a fat lip. Grayson cried because he stood in some dog shit, and I argued with Hannah about who had to take Rufus back home for a nap. The perfect day was ruined, which I guess made it a little bit more perfect. The air conditioner in our car is broken and it's so hot in here. I'm going to have to call up the garage.
We're going on a hot drive.
God, it's sweltering.
Stef won't let me open the windows because of the audio on the camera either.
Yeah.
So we've all got to die for this scene.
You've got to die for good audio.
And what's your vehicle?
A Volkswagen Golf.
Okay. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow's great, thank you. I'll drop it down tomorrow. Thank you.
Alright.
Cheers for that. Bye-bye. Oh yes, the end is in sight.
I'm going to have to open the window soon, definitely.
Do it.
I'm sweating.
Do it. Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Do you know where we're going?
It's okay if you open, yeah, it's like this. It's okay if you
Can
open the
you
window.
tell me?
You just need to shout a bit louder when you talk, and then I can pick up the
Stef.
audio. Yeah, just what do I say? Like,
Well, I don't know where I'm going and I can't see it.
what do I have to say right now?
Well, I don't know. I need to know.
What do you need to know?
I might keep going straight? Is there a turn
There's
off?
no other way to go, my love, other than a straight road.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know if there's a turn off.
No, you just go.
I hate your
straight road.
sat nav. So we have just come to Shaker and May this morning, well, this lunchtime, to finalise the marble that we're choosing for the kitchen worktops. The one that we wanted, they can't get hold of at the moment, so we're choosing a different one, which is absolutely fine because they have so many nice ones. I kind of had to go in first because Rue's fallen asleep in the car, so we've been tag teaming it, and I put out my two favourite, and I just said to Stef that he can pick because I've picked a lot of stuff in the house, so I felt like he should own this one.
I picked the one you liked.
Yay!
I thought it was a bit softer.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's sorted then.
Cool, wicked, done.
Oh no, Ruth's woken up. Oh, he's all sweaty.
Oh, you've got beads of sweat on your face.
Let's undo his window and go.
It's so hot.
Yeah, it's really hot in here, obviously.
Oh, you're so cute, Ruru.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Rue. See, just give him a bit of direction. Saves a meltdown. The boys and I are off on the school run. It's a case of me trying to keep up with Grayson at the moment because he's so fast on his scooter. Basically, I've got heart palpitations for the whole way.
There's something I've wanted to do every single year for as long as I can remember, and that's go to Wimbledon. And every single year, Hannah gets invited with some swanky brand. She always turns them down, and I always say, can I have her ticket? And they always say, no, we don't want you, Stef. We only want Hannah. But this year, my friend Neil, he's the guy that I went kite surfing with last summer, he asked me if I wanted to go with him. He had a spare ticket, and I said, hell yeah, baby.
Right, the school run is done. So Rufus and I have just got home. I've had a coffee, we've had a little snack together, and I think we are gonna go for a swim now. I'm not sure how much of a swim I'm going to be able to film because obviously it's just me and Rue, so yeah, I don't know, we'll see.
So we got on the train in Bath. Neil wore a hat which makes him look like he has a tax haven, but you're allowed to at Wimbledon. It's what the look is basically. And we traversed all the way over from Bath to London, and then we got on the tube, which it was my idea. Neil suggested we got an Uber, we got the tube, and I instantly regretted that because it was rammed. Nobody in London has any decency or decorum when it comes to getting on a packed tube. They'll just ram themselves on. It's dog eat dog. Brutal to be part of. Anyway, so we were crammed in this little tube and we got all the way to Wimbledon, and then we walked like a mile from the tube station to the actual Wimbledon place. And we got into Wimbledon after a little bit of a drama at the bag search where they found something in my bag, which I wasn't supposed to have, but they let me in anyway, which was very nice of them. Thanks, viewer, who let me go through. Really appreciate that.
Rufus has learnt the word no in the last, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 days. And now it's literally all he says is no to everything.
And then once we got into the actual Wimbledon itself, we had a drama with one of the tickets. One of the tickets that Neil had wasn't in my name, it was in his son's name. And they told him on email that it'd be okay, he could pick up the ticket, but anyway, we couldn't get the other ticket. So we had to do shift work to go in to watch the tennis, 1 in, 1 out. But then I realised after a couple of shifts that I could just actually sneak in and sit on the seat that we had the ticket for. And so I did that, just cheekily snuck in, which made the tennis way more enjoyable, because when you're a little bit naughty and you've beaten the system, you feel a little bit, you just feel like empowered in a way.
Yeah, you're gonna go Simpsons.
I'm glad I ticked that box. I've wanted a ticket for so long, so I've done it. Saw a bit of Wimbledon. It was really good fun.
Rue and I have just got home. I put him down for a nap and I have had some lunch. He's already had his lunch. I gave it to him after we got out of the pool. He's not napping though, because he fell asleep in the car for about 15 minutes, and I find that if he falls asleep in the car, it kind of messes up the whole routine, because he then won't fall asleep again. So I've put him down and he's been up in his room now for about half an hour. He's not crying or anything, he's just kind of babbling away in there. But I just don't think that he's gonna get a nap, because I have to go pick Grayson up in 45 minutes. So I think I'm gonna have a grumpy toddler for the rest of the afternoon. Hello. Mr. No Nap. Hello. What am I gonna do with you? Have you taken your nappy off? They're behind you.
Oh, Doggy's there.
Doggy.
So yeah, thanks Neil for inviting me. Had a great time, and thanks Wimbledon for letting me in despite what you found in my bag. It wasn't a knife, and it wasn't, you know, anything that could harm anyone. It was just something to relax me in certain situations, if you know what I mean. I'll leave that right there.
Ruthie? Huh? You got to go and get your brother.
Oh, ball boy, my sweet ball boy, always ready to pounce, eagerly watching every volley, slice, serve and bounce. Oh, ball boy, my sweet ball boy, I only wish you'd take your eye off the ball, get up off your knees and shout aloud, my name is Paul. The crowd would roar with applause, and finally you'd see that you're more than a ball boy to everyone and me. Oh, ball boy, my sweet ball boy, it's you who I came here for, not some famous tennis player from somewhere offshore, probably Tennessee, am I right? Oh, ball boy, sweet ball boy, know that I love you if only for today, regardless of how many balls that you let slip away. Oh, ball boy, I know you're just as lost as us all, defined by your purpose and eyes fixated on that little yellow ball, but know that your mind is free to wander beyond any wall. Oh, ball boy, I'll never know who you truly are, but never forget there's always someone who'd rather watch you over the tennis star.
We bought some plants on the way home from school, so we've just swung by to the new house to go and dig a big hole and put them in. I thought the boys would enjoy, sorry, I'm just trying to get Rufus out of his buggy. I thought the boys would enjoy doing a bit of gardening with me, and I think I might spray them with the hose pipe because it is so muggy. But yeah, I thought I would do a quick house update while I was here. They've painted all the bottom of the hallway. Actually, I think they've done a top coat. Oh no, they haven't. I think they've done some of the top coat of the hallway, but I'm not sure. What's wrong? You need a wee? Go up to the top, or you can go in the garden. You want to go in the garden? Thanks, Rue. Everything needs watering because it's so warm right now. It all looks like it needs a drink. Oh, there's some wild flowers growing down there. I haven't quite finished the flower bed. Oh my god, Grayson, don't wee on the rat tree. I'm gonna do this really quickly because I have told Grayson to look after Rufus in the garden, and I mean a 5-year-old looking after an almost 2-year-old. Probably not the best idea. Oh, some of the cladding's gone up. Hey, it's looking good. It's all the floorboards that, or the boards that we picked from the rack. The paneling is almost ready to go in Rufus's room. Oh, I don't think I meant to stand on that. Floorboards have had their first coat of paint in Grayson's room. We decided to go for white in the end. I just thought black might be a bit too, I don't know, a bit too heavy for a kid's room. Our room is basically done and has now become a like workstation. But they've finished the top of the paneling, like the finish on the paneling.
Anyway, yeah, cheers. Thanks Wimbledon for having me, and thanks for letting me in, despite what you found in my bag.
Rufy's trying to help. Rufy, careful honey, you can't squish them like that. To be gentle.
Hannah went a bit all ham with plants, buying plants. She's got every plant going.
I love them.
They're really nice. You can't ever have enough plants in a house.
I'm just keeping them all on that one place at the moment because then it's easier for me to keep them alive because I just go there and water them.
Yeah.
When we move, I'll put them all in different rooms.
I love plants.
Me too.
They just make every room look so much nicer, don't they? Bringing the outside inside always works really well. It softens everything, just makes it seem much more cosy.
You should show everybody the plant that I bought for you.
I'll show them the plant, don't worry. This is the plant Hannah bought for me. Thank you very much for watching. We're actually going to sell some stuff because we're downsizing. So if anyone wants to buy our old sofa or this rug, then we've got them on eBay. So go check out the link below if you want to buy them. Collection only, so you have to come over here and pick them up, I'm afraid. And be very disappointed when you meet us in real life. And you realise we're far worse than you could ever imagine. What are you doing, Gray?
Speak for yourself.
If you want to follow some of the updates on the house more regularly, then follow Hannah's Instagram, which she set up just for the renovations, called @30. I'll link it down below. 20 days before we move in, so yeah, we've got so much to sort out before then. So
do you know what? I feel like it's going to be a good cleansing process, though.
Yeah,
because I feel like we've got a lot of stuff. We've accumulated a lot of stuff somehow, and we don't need it all. And I just feel like we'll feel clearer and less stressed all the time.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I hope so.
She says hoarding the houseplants. They don't count. He's put 2 jumpers on and a pair of tracksuit bottoms. Look at your cute little belly.
Right. See you everyone. See you all next Sunday. Have a great week.
Bye.